Hello, Will here, and today we're back in Skyrim, and we will be checking out 3 mods. We got one very small one, and 2 mods that make some alterations to some of the villages, or some of the habited places, where the people are. But for mod number 1, we are going to be checking out Summon Deadly Assassin by Oral Gorge. Now, in contrary, you will not be going to the Sleeping Giant Inn for this one, as you will be coming to basically to where the entrance of the Dark Brotherhood is. Because what you are looking for is this body here. It's the Assassin Corpse. Now, normally, I will say now, normally this corpse does normally have 2 spell tomes on it, but unfortunately I was just doing, my first recording of this, and unfortunately my game crashed. So unfortunately, it's just basically, I've already learnt the spells, so I do have them already. But normally there'll be 2 spell tomes as well, which is Summon Deadly Assassin and Instant Death. The actual clothing here is obviously one set is this clothing and one set is light armor, and it's just the shrouded robes and hoods, but with a bit of blood staining on it. You can use that for whatever you wish to use it for, or if you want to try and work it into a roleplay somehow, maybe you can do that. Myself, I'm not going to take him because I have no need. But what I did take and do have are the 2 spells, which is Instant Death and Summon Deadly Assassin. Now, Instant Death was what caused my game to crash. Now, it's probably more or less it's probably my game on my end that is why it crashed, or it could have been that I was just using it too frequently once after another, because it does basically kill everything in one hit. So if you're using it in a very crowded area, it may possibly cause a game crash. If you got a lot of other mods running as well, because obviously the game's gotta sort of like work out a lot of information when, if you're killing like 6 or 7 people in one hit. So it is a possible chance that it crashed because it killed too many people in one go. But that's not so much the mod's problem, it's just the game's problem. More than anything. But there's nothing too special about it. It's just basically, I'll show you. So basically, all it basically does is you will fire like that, and anything that's in its path instantly dies. Apart from children and any essential NPC. But if they're a normal person, a normal killable person, animal, or whatever, they will just die immediately. But the main one we're going to be looking at is the Summon Deadly Assassin. Now, initially when I was trying to get this to work, it wasn't working. And not saying that was because the mod wasn't working. It was more because I just couldn't get the assassin to work, because you kind of have to aim it at the person. You can't just I'll just show you. You can't just fire it over there nilly-willy like that. You can do that, and then that happens. So, now in the description, all said that you do have to kind of aim it directly at them. You have to. Why that is, I'm not 100% sure. I think it's just so then they aggravate to your target straight away without your target needing to be aggravated. But he did say it takes a bit of practice. But it did say in the description as well that basically it's like aim for the feet. So it could be that the feet is the best place to aim. So we're going to give it a couple of attempts to see if we can get it to work. So that's attempt number 1. No. Okay. Fire it. Oh, there you go. Well, that did it. Right. So yeah. So, okay, it may not necessarily work on city guards. I mean, it worked on Nari here. That's pretty obvious that it worked on her. Yeah? So we'll try it again on city guard. But Oral has said that it does take a bit of practice to get it to work, because it may not always activate straight away. Maybe I need to do it. Where's Barrett there? Yeah. It may not be working on the guard. Let's try it on someone who's not a guard again. One more time. And there we go. Okay, so I think what it is that it. I don't know. It might say in the description. I might have just missed it, but it does appear to not work on the city guard. But the two people who are here that aren't city guards, they were fine. They were both wiped out. So it does work, and the good thing is it doesn't class as a hostile spell, so you don't get into trouble for it. Now, now I will say that I will give my 2 pence here. Is that though that is good and it's like nice, I would prefer if you were caught seen using it, that you would get into trouble. Because if you decide to try and use it in the basically the fact of to do assassinations, there's no risk versus reward. You know, it's that you kill them and that's it. You don't get in trouble for it. There's no investigation out, and people don't come after you. People aren't looking for you, and it's all fine and dandy. Despite the fact that it was pretty blatantly obvious, you would have wanted to cast a spell. You know, so yeah, myself, I would prefer if you could get basically a bounty for using it. On basically, if you're caught using it, you get a bounty on you, because then it adds that risk versus reward element into it. But you set the spell to be silent when casting, so they actually have to physically see you casting it, rather than hearing you casting it. But that's my only little thing that I would say. That, but it's not really even a negative thing about it. The only light negative thing about it, I would say, is how you have to get it to activate. It is a bit tricky, but I'm pretty sure there is probably a reason why it's a little bit tricky to get it to activate sometimes. But all in all, you can still definitely have some fun with it. You can have fun with that. You can have fun with the instant death spell quite easily. You know, if you just want to blast through everything, there you go, bosh, there you go. There's a way for you to blast through everything quite nice and happily and easily. Alright, but that's going to be it for mod number 1. And again, this was Summon the Deadly Assassin by Orc. And once again, to get the spells, you just got to go to the entrance of the Dark Brotherhood in Falkreath and just loot them from the corpse that's outside. And that's that. Alright, we're going to move on to mod number 2, which for mod number 2, we need to go to Solitude, specifically the Solitude docks. Alright, and here we are with mod number 2, which is Carol's Simple Solitude docks. Now, unfortunately, I have forgotten the name of the original author, but they have been credited in the description for the mod. But this was uploaded and ported over by Gaelic Warrior 16. Now, what it does is effectively basically what it says on the tin. Basically, it's just a simple small add-on to the docks of Solitude, because, you know, let's face it, you know, Solitude's supposed to be the capital city, yet its docks were pitiful. Absolutely pitiful. There was nothing to them. So what this basically one does, it adds in just a small little expansion of it's got like a few new buildings, some new NPCs. As you can see here, we got obviously definitely have some kind of general store there. We also got, you know, you sort of dock barracks, because obviously maybe the guards on the dockland, you know, they're sort of their own division, maybe. It could be their own division, or it could just be that they just need that extra space. We haven't seen it have a watchtower. I'm gonna guess it's just a general watchtower. Yeah, it's just a general watchtower, just watching out over the docks. Nice and simple. Now, it's obviously safe to say that obviously if you have any other mods that make any kind of alterations to the Solitude docks, there probably will most likely be collisions, so you will obviously have to choose between one or the other. We've got Gallon. You doing anything?
Yes, I haven't got all day.
You don't do anything, but you do sound like a pompous prick. Seaside Inn, so obviously got a little bit of a tavern there, which I think might be be run by that guy, I think. But it's kind of strange, considering it's like 5 in the afternoon. We've got a little boat here. What's this boat called? Because over there you got the dainty slode, the matchless. Okay. Might have a look in the boat afterwards. Well, Willow's just committing suicide by going to drown herself, apparently. See you later. What about this one? Temple of Kinner. In the Wandering One's house and all. Is it really a temple, or is it a ploy to get you in there and get you trapped all over again? Oh, there's actually no door on this one. Okay, fair enough. And then over here we have, well, it's like some kind of small trader again, really. Yeah, you know, maybe in relation to the East Empire Company, so Lavertus. Yeah, it's always to do with the East Empire Company.
Yes?
Yes, yes indeed. But by the looks of it, you got your sign for Solitude, and you got, well, that's I think for stables, but I got a feeling he might be also someone else you could buy some stuff from, possibly. But it could be that you can buy a horse from him, because here are some horses. So it could actually literally be an actual stable, a secondary stable out on the dock. So fair enough. Fair enough indeed. So yeah, you know, it's not huge, it's not massive, it doesn't add in a whole brand spanking new city. But you know, you got a fisherman there, you know. But it brings in just a little bit more life to the dock, without it being too overcrowded. Which personally myself, I quite like that. Because you had the other ones where it's like the great city, the Skyrim or whatever it was called again, or another one was like the great city of Solitude. And for me, some parts of that, though it was made very well and looks very good, it seemed a little bit crowded on the outside, because obviously there's a lot of large stone walls, so it was very enclosed, very like cramped and alleyways. But you wouldn't have that outside a major city. You wouldn't have cramped high walls. You know, it would be like this. I mean, the dock would probably have a bit more going on with it, but at the same time, you don't want to overcrowd it. Not unless you know exactly where you want to put stuff and exactly where stuff appears. Yeah. But yeah. Nice simple dock, nice simple expansion. Especially if you're already running like a lot of mods already, and so you want to find the ones that are a little bit smaller. Because I think this is only like 300 or something like 300 to 500 kilobytes. So it's not very big. You know, it's not a very big file size. In the ways of what it adds in, it's a nice tidy amount. So yeah, not really all that bad. So I quite like it. I might actually keep this running, actually. You know, just have a little small expansion to Solitude. Why not? Alright. So again, this was Carol's Simple Solitude Docks. And again, this was ported over by Gaelic Warrior 16. And this, if you want to add this to your collection yourself, there will be a link in the description below. And also, just because I forgot to say it previously, there will be a link in the description below to the 7 Deadly Assassin as well, if you want to try that mod out for yourself. But right, next we're going to move on to mod number 3, which is the final mod of the video, and for that we need to go to Rorikstead because Gaelic Warrior 16 has also been busy over in Rorikstead. Alright, and here we are with mod number 3, which is Warwicks, Wagons, and the village overhaul. Once again, because I don't do my research, I don't know who this was originally created by, but I know it was ported over by Gaelic Warrior 16. Now, I think he hasn't done too much on the ways of what was in the original one. I think there's like a few things that have been sorted out or fixed up or slightly altered compared to the original. But I think Gaelic did say that he did like adding the trees from the original. So, you know, he's done a little bit of work and a few tweaks kind of thing, you know. But let's just go see what kind of tweaks and stuff has been. I mean, there was a magic horses for a second. I mean, he's still a magic horse. He can walk, but go nowhere. My God, that's an amazing skill, that is. So we got Clatter, Nuth, Burley. So obviously, as you can see here, this is obviously where they've been building the wagons, which is actually quite a nice little addition. It answers a question that nobody asked, which is where do all the wagons in Skyrim come from? Where do all the like carriage drivers get their carriages? So here you go. Here is the answer to a question that you never asked. But you can get a free horse. Well, I say it's free. It's not really all that free. But yeah, I would probably steal this one. This one appears to be a bit broken. Let's have a look. Now that's obviously, I think it's just because it's probably just because it might be a little bit too high for the horse or something, I don't know. Even out, all it is just that horse is pretty dumb. I love you. Let's just see what else is this port brings in. So we discovered there is a building over there as well, which I might have to have a look at. I'm not totally sure if it is actually part of this mod or not. No, I don't think it adds in any new buildings apart from that where they had the wagons being built, and maybe the building that's over there, which we'll investigate after this. But yeah, so I don't think it adds in any directly in new buildings, but it does add in some like new structures. Obviously, like here we got like a little market stall run by Jerry Whitefinger. Yeah. And obviously come a bit, new structure up here, just leading up to the inn. Obviously it's had a little bit of an extension put out here. Okay, that looks new. That looks like another broken horse. But that looks new over there. We'll have to have a look over there. Okay. But obviously that's still the inn, you know, the inn's still the inn. A lot of the other original buildings are still the original buildings. There is now a blacksmith apparently, who's around the back here. Stout. We're just gonna call him Stout. Or is that Stout? Is it Stout or Stout? Don't know. We're just gonna call him Stout. So he does have a blacksmith, which I don't think was originally, there wasn't one originally in Rorikstead. It's just for some reason he just works outside. I mean, does he actually have a home? Does he have a house? Does he live anywhere? Or does he just spend his nights just sleeping by the forge fire? Unless of course he's got a house over there, which might be the case actually, kind of thing, but could be the case. We'll find out. And then obviously you got this from Warwick Manor and so you know, it gives you some of these kind of small little aesthetic changes to the buildings that already existed, which is nice. No, gives them a bit of redecoration. Doesn't do the retexture though. The retextures on the buildings I have now is from another mod. So these will probably still look like the textures would still be their original textures. Lokier's house. Oh yeah, because Lokier was from Thingamajiggy, wasn't he? He was from Rorikstead, but he never had a house. And now he does. Lokier now has a house. We might actually have to have a look at Lokier's house. So yeah, if you download this my PC app and your textures look different to mine, it's only just because I have a texture pack. No, we're not going to take those buckets because they're going to be dirty buckets, which nobody wants. Alright, so we've got up here is Munja Whitefinger. Whitefinger Produce House. Okay, so that's the mother. The daughter's obviously was the one that was down there. Okay, and then we got another building over here, which that's kind of barbaric, isn't it? You got a farm full of goats, and you got a goat's head up there. I mean, what does that goat do that these goats don't do? What did it backtrack? Did it go moo instead of bear? What happened? Yeah, so I'm trying to pronounce your name. Myrtle. We're gonna call him Myrtle. And oh Jesus Christ! I know I come up with some complicated names, but come on. Lilashell? Liar. I'm just gonna call her a liar. And then obviously that's their farmhouse. So yeah, you gotta be careful over there. There's a wolf over there. Be careful of the little ones. Alright. And then there is that farm. I'm just gonna have a quick look at that farm over there. Oh my god, there's a goat with a backpack. Hilda. Obviously, I think this is obviously from the Pets of Skyrim mod. Because I mean, when else would you see a goat with a backpack? You don't. Alright. Oh, let's say again. Rorikstead Wagons. There you go. Yeah. Still got a broken horse. Right, so let's go and have a quick look at this farm over here, because I don't know if this building over here is part of it, or if this is something else. I don't know. I don't remember seeing it here before. Golden Hills plant. Oh, okay. So I think this actually might be part of something else. Because I saw something. Because I saw something for Golden Hills somewhere else before. Oh. Right. Yeah. So obviously. That's okay. So that's part of the CC Club mod, which has a part of the ground kind of broke. Well done, Bethesda. Endorsed by Bethesda, and it's broken. Right. So I don't know. I like this. I like this one again as well. You know, okay. It definitely adds in a bit more than what the Solitude Docks was. In a way, it's like clutterized. There's a lot more. It's much more clutterized. The trees are a nice addition. I just don't know if they would have this many trees. That's the thing. You know, I would definitely keep some of the trees, but I would have also thought about maybe, basic, you know, instead of some of them being trees, is that some of them are just the stumps, because you know it's the wood that the wagon house is using, or that the the village itself is just using to build their houses and fix up their houses and this and that and the other. So the trees are a nice addition, and I do like the fact that there are trees. It's just maybe pick some of the trees away and replace them with stumps, or just take them away, one or the other. But right, so we're going to finish off by trying to get in to Lokia's house, as long as I got lockpicks. Actually, better go into sneak mode here. Alright, let's have a look. What did Lokia have in his home? Explorer's Guide to Skyrim. Okay, so obviously he was looking for a way to get out of Skyrim. That's what he was doing. He was trying to find a way out. I took all the money yet. Right, taking the money. What else we got? Roll of paper, the real Baron's Eye. Oh, maybe he was planning to run off to High Rock or Daggerfoot. Run off to, where was Baron's Eye again? Wasn't Sentinel. It's either Wayrest or Daggerfoot. Yeah. Plan to run off to, maybe leaving Skyrim and running off to High Rock, maybe. Yeah, obviously he had a bit of an alcohol problem. Keeping up his strength by cutting wood. Obviously he hasn't been here a while, well, obviously because he's dead now, isn't he? He's a dead bastard. Bit of a lonely man, especially by the fact that he was only eating an egg a day. So, not the best diet. Maybe he had a fear of vampires. Hence the reason for the garlic. That was his fear. He feared vampires. Well, I guess it's kind of ironic. He got shot by an arrow and died immediately, so he couldn't heal himself, and he unfortunately, irony a little bit there, isn't it? Oh, there's nothing in the cupboard, so pretty empty cupboard. What's in here? I don't know. It's random stuff. Not really anything nothing there for clues. Here, no, I think I did see a piece of paper on here as well. Here we are. Read, Lokia. Mr. Lokia. Well, that's very formal. You promised me 1,000 gold, but so far I haven't seen one. If I don't have my money by next week, consider your life forfeit. S. Okay, so we found out why Lokia ran away. Actually, I quite like that, but they've actually added that in. That there's a reason why he was on the run. An S. Santa. He borrowed money from Santa Claus. That's the one thing you don't do. If Santa is able to get around the entire world and deliver the presents to all the little children in one night, there is no way you're going to be able to outrun, outsmart, outfox, and get away from Santa Claus. I don't know who that is. It might be a callback to a previous Elder Scrolls game. I have no idea. But I like that they've added like a little reason as to why Lokia had run away, or why he was caught trying to cross the border. But right, that's it for this one. That is it for Rorikstead Wagons and Villages Overhaul. Once again, created by a mystery person, but I'm pretty sure Gaelic Warrior has credited them in the description. And obviously, and talking about Gaelic Warrior, this mod itself was ported by Gaelic Warrior 16. And as always, there will be a link in the description below if you want to add this mod into your own collection. And that's it. That's going to be it for this video. We have checked out again Warwicks Wagons and Villages Overhaul, Cow's Simple Solitude Docks, and Summon Deadly Assassin. And again, all 3 mods will have links in the description below for you to try them out for yourself. But also in the description below you will find a link to my Discord, which on there you can basically find out about projects that I'm working on. You can ask me questions about modding. You can leave mod suggestions for future videos on there, or you can just generally talk to other people. Or maybe you're trying to find a particular mod but you're not totally sure where to find one. You can ask on there, where can I find a blah 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 style mod, and there's a good chance that some way we'll be able to give you an answer. Or if you're not too much for the Discord, you could always just subscribe to the channel, leave a like on this video as well, because it does help out, as well as leaving your mod suggestions in the comments below. And since you're subscribed, you will be able to see what other videos I've done in the past, what other mods I've covered, and maybe you might see some other mods you think like, oh, I might actually try that one out, why not? Alright, that's enough of me for waffling on. It's time for me to get out of here, so until next time, I'll see you all later.